Morning world, 24th of May 2017, about 9:30 in the morning. Seemed to upset quite a few people yesterday with my response to the Manchester bombing video. Honestly, I don't mind constructive criticism, and I really don't mind people disagreeing with me or telling me that astrology is a load of bunkum, or I'm conning people. Fair enough, your opinion, you're welcome to say what you like, it's a free world. I've deleted a number of comments that were violently abusive and that blasphemous or that using extremely bad language, because there's just no need for that. But I do reserve my vitriol and my utter contempt for those people who consider that the news from Manchester was fake news. You know, you're just a bunch of morons. There's no other word to describe it. You're idiots. And if you think that this is just a false flag to promote various political agendas, then you're obviously barking mad. And if it was your kids who had been killed in the slaughter, would you be saying the same thing? Grow up and get a life, basically. Sorry to be so blunt. Right, so today the moon's in Taurus. Now, before I have a look at MarsSaturn, I am doing a set of readings for people in London. If you're in the London area and you want to see me on Saturday, June the 10th, I'm making myself available from my office, from an office in Regent Street in the centre of London. Email me for details, and we can set something up. Now, Mars is still opposite Saturn, and it's getting stronger. Mars is exactly opposite Saturn over the weekend and Monday, and it's going to lead to an ever increasing tempo of antagonism, confrontation, irritability, frustration, volatility, impatience, anger. I mean, I think I've incurred quite a bit of anger from a few people in the last 24 hours, it seems. I've got thick skin. This is going to stick around. Mars in Gemini is about the diversity of communication. It's about argumentativeness, and I say that with a smile because people with Mars, 1 in 12 of you have got Mars in Gemini, and obviously you're not all argumentative, but people with Mars in Gemini do understand the ability to say one thing and mean the other, or to be contradictory, or to recognise how opposites can equally be applicable in most cases. Thing is, Mars in Gemini isn't the problem, it's the opposition of Mars to Saturn. Saturn in Sagittarius is calling for truth and belief. It's direct opposite to where Saturn was in 2001, September 2011, where Saturn was in Gemini and Pluto was in Sagittarius, and that was the 9/11 bombings, Saturn opposite Pluto. Now Mars in Gemini is opposite Saturn in Sagittarius, where the search for some type of personal belief and philosophy is becoming ever stronger. And, you know, we owe it to our descendants to bring them into a world where there is no dogma and theology, where there is just the basic truth of your own relationship with the divine, no matter how you experience divinity as being. Anyone who tells you what you should believe is actually working on the dark side, in my opinion. And we each have our own relationship with God, Buddha, Allah, the divine. I'm not racist or sectarianist, and the people who are trying to divide religion, people by religion, regardless of who they are barking up the wrong tree. I think there's just as many fundamentalist Christians as there are fundamentalist Islamics or Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jews, Catholics, you name it. Mars opposite Saturn, it is a difficult aspect. People with it in their charts, I say, look, get down the gym, do martial arts, become a black belt, practice archery, do something that involves focus, concentration and energetic expression. Otherwise the energy consumes you and you become angry, and it's much better to use energy than be used by it. This Mars-Saturn conjunction is getting stronger over the coming 5 days. It's going to hit peak, I think, around Friday night, Saturday morning, UK time, when the moon in Gemini will be conjunct Mars, about 3 a.m. Saturday morning, UK time. So I imagine that the vitriol, the anger, the outrage will continue for the next few days. I wish I could say something that would make it lighter for people, but I'm afraid it is going to be a messy next few days. It's going to get probably a bit tougher, and I don't think we've seen the end of the outrages yet. I suspect there will be one further outrage somewhere in the world between now and next Monday that will sort of capture the headlines, equally as big as Manchester. Nevertheless, today the moon's in Taurus. In fact, it must be about new moon. New moon must be imminent. Shows how good an astrologer I am if I'm missing the new moon. And I'll leave it there. So have a good day today, but practice being Teflon coated and keep your shields up for the next few days. There's a few, to quote one of my wonderful readers yesterday, there's a few wing nuts out there, a few nut jobs, people who are angry and they want other people to believe what they believe because that makes them feel validated. So find your own truth, folks. Work out what works for you, but keep a clean conscience, act with dignity, integrity, authenticity, and you really won't go wrong. All right, lots of love to you all. Bye.